Mario Diaz. I work with PIX 11 News. I'm a reporter anchor there. I fill an anchor, and I'm also here for tonight's event.
Now, how special is it for you to be a part of an event like tonight where people are giving back and, to a great charity like Monsters Kids?
I've always tried to go out and help out wherever I can, but when it comes to children, it's pretty much always a yes for me. It's just for the way I've been brought up, and I guess it's more special tonight because obviously it's a great event. I know Candace, and I know that she always does fantastic events when she puts them together. It's also additionally special because I have my son here. So, and you're talking about kids tonight, so that's cool. At the same time, I'm able to work with one of my colleagues, Tamsin. So it's been fantastic so far.
Talk about giving back a little bit. And
sure.
What does it mean for you personally to be able to give back?
It's funny. I used to have a program called Give Back. So, and I used to go speak at inner city schools or in urban areas. It's important that we have at least a segment of the community that does this because of the fact that there are some people that don't have outside individuals who can come in and communicate with them at their level and tell them, listen, no matter what kind of struggles you're going through, you're going to overcome them someday. And there are people out there that want to help, but it takes a combination of hard work on your end, dedication, and people helping you out.
Now talk a little bit about sports, because I always believe personally that there's a place for giving back in sports with professional athletes and stuff like that. So just talk a little bit about that. Like, do you think that maybe there's a way for athletes in giving back to be?
Well, athletes have always.
I know that they've always given back.
Yeah, I think athletes giving back is not uncommon. We've seen it for decades in sports. We've also seen athletes give back in a different way. I mean, you think of the Olympics of '68, you think of Cassius Clay becoming Muhammad Ali, people who were obviously giving back to communities through actions and movements that they believed in, that they were the right movements to be a part of. So I think that you see people give back in sports on that level. And then obviously you have so many people that have foundations that they've established to help out not only their own community in which they play in, but also the community they grew up in.
And especially for athletes, a lot of these athletes they're looked up to, so it's got to be, I'm sure, special for them, right?
It is. I have a friend of mine who has a foundation, and for him, I'll never forget it. He told me of a story one time where this radio station was looking to offer him some money or give him a trip to compensate him. And he told them, I want to provide computers to this school. It was in Philadelphia, and I want them to actually reflect the number on my jersey. So he ended up getting all these computers for an inner city school that reflect the number of his jersey, and he was so happy when he was telling me about it because he said, I'll never forget this. So, I mean, it means as much for athletes as well.
Now, let's talk about yourself personally, because now you've been
that's real short. That's real short. That's very short.
Well, I mean, you've been able to have a successful career in the world of sports journalism, and now you're giving back as well with promoting events like today. So, how special is that for you personally?
So, as I indicated before, I try to give back whenever I can, and to have it connected to sports, which I enjoy, even though I work in news with PIX 11, I do sports with HBO boxing. It's something that I've done for many years, and listen, we can all relate to sports. We can also all relate to giving back. So doing it together and bringing them together, it's just the right mix.
Now, if there's somebody that came up to you, never volunteered before, and wanted some good advice on how to do so, what would be your best piece of advice to that person? Maybe?
You know what? There's so many organizations out there that you can just simply find by just going to the web. I mean, I've never done this before, but I'm sure if you type in, how do I volunteer in New York City, I'm sure you're going to find a lot of listings and organizations that could use your help. And let's say you don't do it that route, I'd say probably your second best route would be to check in with someone in your local parish in terms of religion, maybe a priest, a pastor. They always know somebody because churches are always assisting.
Thank you very much for your time. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.